Alright, this is going to be a distortion pedal shootout video. I have 6 distortion pedals here that I've slowly acquired over the past several months. So I'm just going to share my experiences, my thoughts, whether I like the pedal or not, what I think about it, the good and the bad. So recently I've just been wanting to explore the different kinds of distortion pedals and what they have to offer. So what I have here is the first one is a tube screamer. That's not actually part of it, but I just found that some of these distortion pedals, they work really well with a tube screamer in front. So I basically arranged these pedals in the order in which I acquired them. So the first one is the Wampler SLOSTORTION, followed by the Wampler GEARBOX or the Gearbox. This is just a limited edition with the Halloween kind of theme. And the next one is the BOGNER Ecstasy Red, followed by the Revv G3, the Friedman BE-OD, and the Boss Metal Zone Waza. So I'm just gonna talk about what my thoughts and experiences with the pedal. This is not really a review or a demo. So let's start with the SLOSTORTION. So this is the clean sound. So I'm just connecting this pedal board to my interface using Amplitude, just a clean amp, just the free ones. So this is the clean sound, and SLOSTORTION on. So this is one of the pedals actually that I wanted to have a tube screamer in front. So it has a high gain mode, which sounds fine. But ever since I discovered trying out a tube screamer in front of it, I just prefer this that way. It tightens up the low end and it's very articulate. So. So that's the sound. You can hear a bit of noise there. So that's the sound that I prefer using the Wampler SLOSTORTION. The good thing about this pedal is it has an independent clean boost. So even if with the pedal off, you can use the boost. It's very powerful. So you have a free boost there for your solos. One thing I don't like about the SLOSTORTION is the EQ. I think the mid knob, and I found a lot of videos about this as well, talking about the mid knob, how it's too overpowering. So if you turn the mid knob around 12 o'clock, actually sounds good with this amp. But in most amps that I've tried, it's too much, and it's too around the low mids. So that's the SLOSTORTION. Actually the oldest pedal I have here, way back 2014. This is actually a discontinued pedal already. So let's hear the lead sound of the, lead playing with the SLOSTORTION. So I like to test out how it sounds with shredding lead stuff and power chords and palm muting riffs. So yeah, that's that. Next one is the Wampler GEARBOX. So this is one of the few pedals that I find that when you watch a demo in YouTube and it feels like it's high gain and saturated, but when you finally get to try the pedal yourself, a lot of these pedals I found that there's not enough gain on tap, so I usually want to have like a pre-gain boost. But lately I think I've gotten used to the amount of gain they have, because digital emulations or digital models of these pedals, like a tube screamer, the Boss GT1, GT8, GT1000 has more gain compared to the actual analog versions. So anyway, here's the Fearbox or the Gearbox. So even with the gain full, it's not it lacks distortion for me. So it's a good thing that it's a dual overdrive. So this is the Pinnacle side, this is the Tumnus side. So I always pair it with a Tumnus. Dial the gain a little bit back. So I like the sound of the Gearbox, and it's kind of well balanced in terms of the EQ, and this is the kind of EQ that I actually like compared to the SLOSTORTION. So the frequencies of the 3-band EQ in the Fearbox is actually right for me. So when I boost the mids, and it's very responsive, so you can hear just a slight turn, it changes the sound, and it's not like harsh or overpowering like the SLOSTORTION has. So and you can also switch the orientation in which circuit comes first. So you can toggle this switch, and that means if you switch it down, that means the Pinnacle goes into the Tumnus. It has a different sound, and I actually understood when I finally tried this, when the guys who demoed this pedal, and also Brian Wampler, when he said that he changed the voicing of the two circuits to stack well with each other. I kind of got that, because sometimes if you put an overdrive after a distortion, it doesn't sound right. But this one, it sounds different, but it sounds comfortable to play. So, but I prefer 1 into 2, so Tumnus into the Pinnacle. So that's the Gearbox. The next distortion pedal is the BOGNER Ecstasy Red. So this one, I initially got the mini version of this, and a person offered to trade his full version for my mini. So I decided to go for it, because the full version has the boost. So I guess that's better. But you'd think that it's just the same pedal, but a smaller version of it. And this one is a bigger one, or the full-sized one. But in my experience, I found that they sound really different. So this one has a smoother kind of characteristic compared to the SLOSTORTION and the Gearbox, or to any other distortion pedal here. So this is also one of the distortion pedals that I prefer a tube screamer in front. So it doesn't have enough gain, at least for me. So you might disagree with me, but I kind of gotten used to having lots of gain when I use distortion for metal purposes. So this is the Ecstasy Red. Let's hear with the tube screamer. So I'll just chug away. So the tube screamer in front, it really fills up the gaps with in terms of the amount of distortion. So I prefer with a tube screamer to really it makes me feel comfortable chugging. The EQ, I find that the bass is too much, so I always dial that down. It's kind of weird. That is also one of the things that I've learned about analog distortion pedals compared to the digital ones. The EQ or the knobs, how they respond, each pedal is different. So, like for instance, the treble in the Ecstasy Red, when you go past 12 o'clock, you can hear the fizziness. You can hear that. It's almost like ultra high frequencies, like a presence. But when you get to before 12 o'clock, it doesn't, even if you go zero the treble, it doesn't like go dark. Like, it doesn't zero it out. Like, it's just, the treble only, takes effect past 12 o'clock for some reason. And, but I like it that way. I like it, a smooth kind of distortion. And, the mid knob, I like it. It's the kind of frequency that I like for a mid knob. But, I don't like it too much, you know, if I overdo it. So, that's the setting that I like. With a true screamer. And it has a boost, so that's really good. Not as powerful as the SLOSTORTION clean boost, but it works. So that's the Ecstasy Red. Now we're into the favorite part here, Revv G3 and the Friedman BE-OD. So the Revv G3 is, these two pedals are my favorite. If there's like a top one or two, or top two pedals, these are the ones. So I just turned it on and it's just perfect. But I slightly tweaked it, you know, it depends on the amp that you're using. So this is the Revv G3. So I really like the Revv G3. It's just perfect. Like, it's aggressive, tight, full. It's like these two pedals, the Friedman BE-OD, they're like just a wall of distortion. It feels like it feels very big when you play live. So, and I got it set in the red aggression switch. Just dial the gain around 3 o'clock. So the aggression switch is just a amount of distortion that you get. So the midway, the aggression is off, and you get the least amount of distortion. And blue, you get a little bit more, and you get the red. You get the full distortion from the pedal. So that's the Revv G3. Really love that. So going into the Friedman BE-OD. So that's the sound of the BE-OD. With the knobs at noon, it sounds fine. But actually, like I said, I prefer a smooth tone, so I don't really like ultra high frequency. So I got the presence zeroed out and the treble at full. So the treble is kind of acting like a high mid frequency. It doesn't have a mid knob, so That's kind of the downside of the BE-OD compared to the Revv G3, but it sounds amazing regardless. And it has a tight knob to tighten the low end, so that's useful if you need it. So that's the BE-OD, love that. And finally, we have the Boss Metal Zone. So the Metal Zone is actually the first distortion pedal that I got, even way before the SLOSTORTION, but I sold that one, so I figured that I wanted to try out the Waza craft to see what the Waza craft has to offer. So it still sounds like a Metal Zone, just different colors maybe, or tonal options. So this is it. I actually recorded one of our songs, this riff, with the Metal Zone many years ago. It's kind of versatile. It has a mid-frequency ranging from 500 or 200 hertz. Yeah, 200 hertz to all the way to 5,000 hertz or 5 kilohertz. So you can choose frequency you want, and you can boost the mids. So let's try to mess around with the mid-frequency knob. So that's the kind of sound that you get. Unlike the Friedman BE-OD, you'd think that you want to tighten the low end, you want to cut the bass or the low frequencies. For the Metal Zone, you actually want to boost it, because by boosting the low frequency of the Metal Zone, it kind of gives you that full kind of sound. So let's keep that. So low frequencies cut, and I'll boost it. So it doesn't get muddy in the low end, it just makes it fuller, so that's kind of a good thing in the low frequency of the Metal Zone. But yeah, each of these pedals, regardless of how you tweak them, they kind of have their own sound or signature sound. So a Metal Zone will always sound like a Metal Zone. You can tweak it however you want to get a kind of a preferred tone, each of these pedals. But a Metal Zone is a Metal Zone, a Revv G3 is a Revv G3, a Gearbox is a Gearbox. So yeah, those are 6 distortion pedals that I've collected in the past several months. And yeah, I've been having fun with it. You know, there's one thing that you can take away from this video is that you really need to try and experience the pedal for yourself to see what kind of sound that you like and you're looking for, which sound works for you. I don't really. It's good to watch demos. Some of these pedals I acquired or I chose to get is a bit because of YouTube demos and reviews, but I still have to like try it for myself to really understand what the pedal is like, how it responds to how I play. Some pedals I find that they're not much. They need a pre-gain boost, like the Ecstasy and the SLOSTORTION. It sounds really nice with a tube screamer in front. So stuff like that, and you know, tweaking the knobs, really getting the sound, how each knob responds to the sound. You know, we think as guitarists, knobs at noon are like the neutral sound and it's the sweet spot, but it depends. It really depends on the circuit. Sometimes a knob at noon is not a good sound, so you need to tweak the knobs and follow your ears, not your eyes. So yeah, that's it for the video. Just sharing my thoughts on these 6 distortion pedals. Let me know what you think, and just leave your comments down below. I'll see you in the next video.